how I'm winning.
It's week 2 of the National Football League, and we'll see Michael Thomas. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis. And CD, our quarterbacks taking center stage here for each of their respective offenses. Tom Brady of the Bucs, Jameis Winston of the Saints.
And both of them have terrific ability to improvise. And that means when the first read's not there, how quickly can you go through your progressions? Can you hang in there and take a shot as you release it? Can you buy time outside of the pocket? Can you pull it down and run if need be? I think we'll see all of those traits on display in this one.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Well, for a little bit we thought his story had concluded, but not to be. Here's Tom Brady in his 23rd NFL season, leading the Bucs offense out once again.
For 1 month, many people thought they'd seen the end of the greatest quarterback career in league history. Of course, there were others who expected Tom Brady to come back, and he did so 40 days later for a 23rd NFL season. Leading the league in completions, yards, and touchdowns at age 44, he showed that he's as good as ever. But of course, losing in the divisional round, not the way he wanted to go out in his final game. For TB12, it's Lombardi trophies or bust.
Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Brady. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. But the Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Here's Brady to throw. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And to the 46 he goes and no further. So he is well short of the first down marker. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Brady going to go on 4th down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. So the fourth down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. On play action, it's Brady. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Brady. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are on the board first here this afternoon.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, the only rushing touchdowns I would expect are on quarterback sneaks. But here, he found all of his guys covered, and he said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team to see the veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
Extra point put through by Succo, and it's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and in the end it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. From the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And here come the Saints about to begin their first possession. And the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Jameis to throw it. His throw incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A beautiful spin and room to run. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Brady. This one complete to Scott Miller. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Brady, completion left side to Miller. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
I do think it's fair to say they were caught off guard a little bit. We decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
The LSU man, Leonard Fournette, born right here in New Orleans. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it will still bring up the 4th down.
Well, if it's been this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Russell Gage, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And his pass incomplete.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When they'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, The risk-reward is just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
This one fielded at the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Week 2 underway around the NFL. And a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener. The 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat. A Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw, Winston. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A first down throw for Winston. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. Winston to Thomas, and it's a New Orleans first down.
All-pro receiver Michael Thomas missed all of 2021 while recovering from an ankle injury. But we'll never forget that he set an NFL record in 2019 with 145 catches. When healthy, borderline unguardable, just like he was on that play.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Winston to give, it's Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go draw here. Winston hands to Kamara. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Winston now. That's complete to Troutman right side. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 41-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Winston. On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He'll take it inside the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. From the 24, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you wanted to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sends his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Kamara trying again, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it and catch it, and he gets it done.
Will Watts on for the point after. And that'll make it 13-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, wants to kick it off. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Brady. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense got pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Open man has got it. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Following the interception, Winston. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Winston's throw taken in by Landry. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 28 yards the gain there formation run.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Well, they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. From the red zone now, Winston. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Winston, and he's got the hook up to Landry. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we'll head to Cleveland to check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Former number 2 pick Zach Wilson with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Jalen Waddle, a touchdown reception. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They start the second half with Kamara, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operated.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, this is the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
On 3rd down, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown! Michael Thomas, 32 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now Brady. Escaping. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, they had 5 last week, I remember.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. Different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Pressure coming, and they got him once again. Devon Hamilton, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So the opening drive of this third quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go out and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that lines up incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that.
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right? But he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, Winston. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The kick by Lutz is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. On the return, here's White, and able to get this out to the 25. The Bucs ready to take over once again. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Brady. He'll check this one off to Fournette. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Brady. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Brady now to throw. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. Flush to his right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Tom Brady flashing the mobility, scrambling there for a 1st down. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes. Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it will be 2nd down. When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Brady going to throw. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
For once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked and multiple players broke through the line to get him. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there. And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%. But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally getting stopped again, that's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game. Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan. No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%. But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Jameis to throw it. And this one is incomplete. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game. He has. Percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taken from just outside the 30. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now Brady. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Levante David in on the tackle. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They run it again with Kamara. And a solid run down inside the 30.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone getting the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half of the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Saints, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.